This photo made me so sad. I know I'm supposed to just laugh at this, but I'm just tired of laughing. I actually choked up when I talked about this with my wife. I don't know how to cry on camera, okay, so you just have to believe me. So, what is this shit? I know it's normal in period dramas, or maybe porn, but this is real life in the 21st century. Even North Koreans don't kneel to the chubby kid. Okay, even ISIS have more self-esteem than this. If you're kneeling to an abstract god, it's fine, but then everyone should kneel together, right? So how come one guy is sitting on his IKEA throne surrounded by a bunch of actual priests who stood there like his minions, and then he looks like he's about to take someone's head? Does this look like praying to you? And don't get me started on that military parade scheduled for his B-Day with $100 million price tag. Basically, an older and fatter version of Stalin. Just painful to picture. At this point, I can't think of anything America can still be proud of. None. Not that this country was a role model before, but at least it used to fight the Nazis. Not anymore. It used to be a deterrence against Russia. Definitely not anymore. It used to have a higher growth rate than other rich countries. Not anymore. And it used to protect global trade. Not anymore. It used to have some top-notch research programs, and now they're cutting the fundings. So, it used to value, or at least pretend to value, individual freedom, and now half of the country can't wait to get on their knees because they found a guy that is literally Jesus. What is the American identity at this point anyway? Number of guns per capita? That's like the only thing I can think of. It's still a big economy, sure, due to the inertia from the past, but it's a giant in the deathbed. It's over. Wait, is this a 4D chess? Like you make America a shithole country so there won't be any new immigrants anymore. So victory without firing a shot. Yes. Say what you want about the establishment, but this kind of political BDSM could not have happened under Biden or Obama or Clinton or even Bush and his dad or Reagan or even Nixon, for fuck's sake. This not just wrong policy or random act of corruption. This is trashing the foundation of social contract in the modern world, which says that the government should be the servant, not the master. In practice, the officials can still try to steal from the public, but at least they need to take the effort of not getting caught, because legally and culturally they're not our masters. Now this guy can steal in broad daylight because the social contract is gone. The principal-agent relationship is reversed. And he has the right to rip you off, much like an emperor had the right to take your head and God had the right to flood the earth. Okay, as an emperor/god, Donald is no longer bound by a social contract because his supporters, including the congressional majority, have accepted their fate as his bitches. My wife said I expected too much from human beings. She was like, just look at all those fandoms. Right? How rational are they? Like soccer fans or K-pop fans. The MAGAs are not that different, except they have, a weird taste. Well, that's exactly what I'm worried about all these years. What if kneeling and obeying is already in the human DNA after they were trained by millenniums of tyranny? What if half of the population sincerely wants to find someone to kneel to? Not just short-term role play for sex, but permanently as their way of life because kneeling made them feel safe. What if the freedom we had so far was just a flash in the pan that was meant to disappear after a couple generations. Maybe our generation simply won a freedom lottery, and then there will be a regression to the mean, and then our children go back to the pathetic shithole humanity was always used to. These thoughts have been killing me for a while. But I want to share something else my wife said. So she said, yes, things are bad, but that's where you find your purpose. If good can come naturally, what do we even do with our lives? You see, she's good at silver linings. That's why I'm urging her to start TikToking. So I guess here's what I want to say. I think this shit is natural. Stupidity, superstition, servitude, manipulation, narcissism, cruelty, these are all natural. And things like modern medicine, or equality, or due process, or freedom of speech, and even happiness are not natural. They don't sit around for you to pick up. I once asked an AI why we rarely see dead animals in the parks or the trails. Well, it turns out most animals are killed by other animals and eaten right away. Nature is just scary. So if we want a decent modern society where no one kneels to no one and no one chops no one's head, we just have to fight tooth and nail, sometimes against human nature. Okay, the natural way of life, in my view, is just not worth living. So I don't care how many of them mofos are naturally driven to worship that man. I'm not letting them win without a fight. At least I'm gonna shit on their false idol as hard as I can.